Yeah, man.
Hello, my name is Miguel, and today I'm gonna make for you vegetable cheese omelette roll. Alright, so you're gonna need 2 eggs, 2 small tomatoes, half of a paprika or sweet pepper, about a teaspoon of butter, and about a quarter cup of mozzarella cheese, any kind of cheese you like, and quarter teaspoon of cornstarch, optional. Cornstarch, it's optional, and half a teaspoon of sea salt, preferably, and a stalk of scallion. Alright, so now we're going to prepare the vegetables. Alright, I'm using mozzarella. You can use any type of cheese you like. I think you can use even salad cheese. Um, Onions. I'm not going to use any onions today, but you can use red onions. Dice it fine. The scallion now, just remove the dying leaves, remove the root, and remove the tip. Cut it off. And the scallion is optional. And you can use mushroom. Use the vegetable that you like and is available in your region. Alright, the paprika now, or sweet pepper, you can use any color. This one happens to be a mixed color. Alright, so remove the seed. Cut your tomato in half. Cut the stem out and remove the seed. Remove the seeds by using a knife and cut it, or you can just use your finger and just kind of scoop it out like. Alright, so that's what you want. So rinse your prepared vegetables with fresh water, running water. Once you rinse your vegetables properly, dice them fine. By first by using a knife to cut strips. Like with the paprika, if you put um, the outer side of the paprika on the surface of the chopping board, it's easier to cut. You just cut strips. Forgive me if my knife appears to be dull. It is dull. To do something like this, you need sharp knife. But I already started, so alright, so do as you see me doing and dice the paprika fine. Alright, as I was saying, you can use onion. It would be best if you use red onion, but I'm not going to use onion today, the red onion. Alright, so for now, just keep your vegetables separate. Take the tomato and do the same thing. Cut it in strips first, and then this knife is so dull. It's not cutting. A lot of them not cutting. I'm actually tearing it apart. But hey, for your amusement. But if you're doing it, use sharp knife. Just make sure keep your fingers out of the way. Your fingertips out of the way. You should fold your finger in. Make sure you're not pushing your finger out. You should fold it in like the surface of your fingertip should be on the surface of the chopping board like. You see, we're not professional here. We're just doing home cooking. So do your best. We're not cooking for people. We're not cooking for restaurants and so forth. If you're cooking for restaurant, it's best if you're professional. Alright, so this is what you want to get. Diced tomato, diced scallion, which is optional, and diced paprika, sweet pepper. Alright, so to save money, if you buy the block of cheese, it's half time. It's about half less cheaper than if you buy it shredded. So just cut enough that you plan to use. I find that quarter cup of shredded cheese is sufficient for two eggs, scrambled eggs. If you don't have a shredder, you can just easily break it up with your fingers. Or if you want to be fancy, you can cut the little block in strips and then cubes. Alright, so that's the idea. Alright, next we're gonna scramble. Alright, we're gonna prepare the eggs now. Okay, if you want to know if your egg is good before you break it, put it on a flat surface and spin it. If it stays on place and spin, it's good. That means the yolk the yolk is in it and it's staying in one place. You can immerse it on the water. If it sinks, it's good. You can also smell it before you crack it, or before you break it. When you crack it, you smell it before you break it, like you see me doing. Especially the second one, because you don't want to put a spoiled egg on the good egg. Or you can break it in a separate container for caution. Alright, so you break your eggs and put it in a container, a bowl. I just wash my hands. Alright, this part is optional, but I find that if I use a very little bit, like a pinch of cornstarch, like quarter teaspoon, that holds the egg much better when you're trying to fold it or roll it when making your omelette. Alright, so that was just a quarter teaspoon. So now you just use half a teaspoon of sea salt, preferably. I use sea salt because sea salt is natural salt. It's not processed. It don't have any chemical in it. Usually read the package, because right now they realize a lot of people buying sea salt. So All the companies put in sea salt, and if you don't read the package, you realize that it's not really sea salt. So make sure you're buying sea salt. Just simple sea salt. No iodine, whatever you all ask me oftentimes if it's this or it's that. Don't follow them. Look, if you stay natural, you can never go wrong. That's the whole idea of eating. If it's natural, you can't go wrong. You'll be healthy for life. Alright, so you scramble your eggs well for about 20 seconds or so. Use your whisk and whip it properly. Alright, so now put to heat a skillet, a frying pan. Put the stove's gauge on low. I find that if you use a small skillet, you'll get a nicer omelette. This pan is about a 6-inch maybe. Just enough heat to cook it slow. Just enough heat to cook our omelette slow. Alright, so take your vegetables and just combine them together like this. And look guys, remember if you're cooking for yourself, you see me use my hands. I know you guys, whatever, I understand. I understand if you're working for a restaurant and so forth, it's best to use a glove. But if you're at home cooking for your family, you don't use gloves. So just make sure your hands are clean. Use one of those and brush your fingers properly before you cook. Alright, so put some butter in. I just use a teaspoon of butter. The pot is hot. You allow the pot to get hot for like 40 seconds, between a minute. Then you add the butter. Then you just rotate, kind of circulate the butter on the surface of the skillet while it melts. And then you add your scrambled eggs. The stove's gauge is on low. Alright, you can do several things right now. You can take the spatula and kind of bring the egg over more on the pan, which you're gonna see me do. Or you can move the skillet with your hands and just kind of make the egg flow over like that. Alright, find the part that's cooking first and place or put your diced vegetable. Just enough so you can make a fold, because you're going to use that as a guide to fold. Alright, so you use 2 spatulas if you have to, and kind of get beneath the egg and fold it. It's gonna be challenging a little bit if you're not professional. You just do the little thing at home. Oh, I forgot to add the cheese. The cheese combined everything together, so I forgot to add the cheese, so I'm gonna unfold it. See, I'm showing you all my mistakes. But I'm gonna get it. You're gonna see. I make omelette all the while. I used to work in a restaurant and make these for people. Alright, so try and get beneath. Use 2 spatula and kind of fold it and roll it. Alright, you saw me trying to just lift the pan a little just to keep the roll, to keep the roll fold. Usually, I should just lower it right now and just let it cook properly. But I'm tempted to flip it, so I just did. Because I want it to cook properly. But um, originally, you wouldn't flip it. You just roll it and just allow it to cook on low flame. Alright, so get your plate ready. This took, you saw me do it in front of your eyes, so the same time that you're looking at, that's how long it took. About 4.5 minutes. Alright, so if you have a stainless pot like this, make it easier. That would make it easier for you to make omelette roll. Alright, so immediately after you transfer your egg into the plate, you add cheese on top while it's warm because you want the cheese to melt as you add the remaining diced vegetables. Alright, so that's the idea. You could sprinkle some herbs on top like dried basil or so forth. Or parsley, sorry. Or basil. Alright, so that's my messy looking vegetable omelette roll. I'm gonna fix it so it shows. I'm gonna fix it so it look like a vegetable omelette roll. Alright, I'm gonna fix it so it looks like a vegetable omelette roll. Vegetable cheese omelette roll. Visit JamaicaDinners.com for the recipe. Support, subscribe, like, and comment. Omelette roll. A cheese omelette roll. Alright, so see it look round? Alright, so you just cut a piece off your omelette roll. Look and see if it's done properly. And then eat it. See, it's well done. I know it was kind of weird that you saw me trying to get it to roll, but there you go. Can't say it don't look like an omelette roll. Don't matter how I did it though. Alright.
Yeah, man!